Everybody, this is B New coming at you for B News Sports Report. That's the top of the day for the midday report. I just want to come at y'all because I just saw breaking news that Stan Van Gundy has been hired to be the head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans. Personally, I think this is a great move by the New Orleans Pelicans organization in hiring a Stan Van Gundy. I think Stan Van Gundy comes from a family that has a great wealth of basketball knowledge between him and his brother Jeff Van Gundy. And I remember years ago when Stan was an assistant and Jeff Van Gundy was an assistant. And even when Pat Riley was leaving New York Knicks to go down to Miami, I remember him saying, Miami wouldn't allow him to take Jeff Van Gundy with him, who Jeff later became the coach of the Knicks, we all know. But he said, well, at least I can take one of these Van Gundys with me. So if Pat Riley wanted you on his team and Pat Riley was behind you, then you have to be a hell of a coach. So with that being said, I think that Stan Van Gundy is going to be a great pickup for the coach for the New Orleans Pelicans, and he's going to be able to develop the young talent of Zion Williamson, and then they have Drew Holiday, of course, and some other pieces. I think the Pelicans are actually going to be a contender and actually make the playoffs, maybe as the 6th or 7th seed, somewhere in that order. So I think it was definitely a great pickup by New Orleans. I remember, Stan Van Gundy has not always, come out on top, and I think he got the short end of the stick a couple times. Of course, when Shaquille O'Neal first came over in the trade with Miami, when he demanded out, when he wanted to go to anywhere else but Miami, and they traded Odom and Caron Butler and all those pieces to the Lakers to get Shaq. As you remember, they had the best record in the East and were the #1 seed under Van Gundy, and he even coached the East to an All-Star victory as the head coach of Miami for the All-Star game. But they did fall short against the eventual champion Detroit Pistons because Van Gundy. I want to say because D Wade got hurt. I remember in that Game 6 and Game 7, D Wade had the injury, and it really hindered him, especially in that Game 7. He was like a shell of himself during that game, and really the Pistons went on to win that game. Then the next year, like 25 or 30 games in, Van Gundy stepped down, he said, for personal reasons. But I really think that was just Pat Riley saying that he wanted to take over coaching. And, of course, as we all know, Pat Riley went on to win the ring as the coach of Miami that year, which I think Jeff Van Gundy got the short end of that stick. A lot of people want to say Shaquille O'Neal was the one who forced Van Gundy out. But at the end of the day, I even heard Shaq saying that, Van Gundy and Pat Riley used to argue all the time, and that he wanted to do it his way. Pat Riley would come downstairs and things of that nature. And that's one thing I don't like. When you got a coach, just let the coach coach, and I think Pat Riley learned from that lesson, early on with LeBron and everybody else when he had a young coach Spoelstra. A lot of people were saying that Pat Riley was going to go downstairs and take the reign of that team, which he probably easily could have coached them to championships. But he knew his role in the organization as the president and general manager of Miami, which he's still doing a fine job now and has made Miami a very hot landing spots for free agents. And I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't land somebody like Joel Embiid or Giannis or somebody like that. But with all that being said, Stan Van Gundy, I think, is a great pickup for the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm going to be interested to see how he develops that young talent and how well the younger players respond to Stan Van Gundy. One thing I do think is he is very capable of communicating with younger players and knowing their egos, attitudes, and how to adopt himself around this young generation of NBA players. And, of course, I think they will really appreciate his basketball knowledge and everything that he has to bring to the table. So with all that being said, I just want to let you all know, just in case you hadn't seen it, that Stan Van Gundy has been hired as the head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans. This is B New for B News, saying right on to the real and death to all fakers. We out.